All right, welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive.
Always ready. What are we diving into today?
Well, you know how sometimes we get stuck? Like we know things need to change, but
Mm.
we don't really do anything about it.
Oh, yeah. I know that feeling all too well.
Well, that's exactly what sparked this deep dive. I stumbled across this video as someone was talking about their all-time favorite quote,
Ooh, always love a good quote.
right? It really got me thinking. They said, "What you are not changing, you are choosing."
Whoa. Okay, that is a good one. Simple, but powerful.
Exactly. And in the video, the person was like SO fired up about it. Like it had really made a difference in their own life.
It makes sense, though, when you think about it. Every decision we make, or don't make,
Hmm.
it all shapes where we end up.
That's the part I'm still wrapping my head around. I mean, doing something, that's a choice, obviously. But not doing something, how is that a choice?
It's like this. Imagine you're at a crossroads, right? One path leads to change, the other keeps things the same. Even if you just stand there,
Yeah.
you're still choosing to stay put.
Hmm. Okay, I think I see what you mean. So it's not really about doing nothing. It's about choosing to stay on the same path, even if we don't realize that's what we're doing.
Exactly. In the video, they gave a few examples, like say you're in a relationship and you're not happy, but you don't talk about the problems, you don't try to work things out.
You gotta stay miserable.
Right. By not actively changing the situation, you're essentially choosing to stay in that unhappy relationship.
And it's not just relationships, is it? This applies to so many areas of life. Like they were talking about jobs too.
Oh, absolutely. Staying in a job you hate because you haven't even started looking for a new one, that's a choice too. You're choosing to stay stuck.
And the health one. That one hit close to home. We all know we should be exercising more, eating better,
Hmm.
but then we don't. So in a way, we're choosing those other things, whatever they are,
Yeah.
over our own health and well-being.
It's so easy to get caught up in that, isn't it? And sometimes change can be scary. It's comfortable to stick with what we know, even if it's not ideal.
Right? It's like,
Hmm.
it's easier to stay in our comfort zones, even when they're not that comfortable anymore.
Yeah.
But they also said this goes way beyond just our personal lives,
Yeah,
right? Like it affects how we show up in the world too.
absolutely. It even plays a role in bigger issues. Think about staying silent when you see injustice happening around you. By not speaking up, you're choosing to be complicit, even if it's not something you'd ever consciously agree with.
Yeah, that's a powerful point. Or like in a work setting.
Mm.
If you have a great idea, but you don't speak up in a meeting, you're basically choosing to let other people take the lead.
Exactly. And not only are you potentially missing an opportunity to contribute, but you're also kind of reinforcing the idea that your voice doesn't matter.
There's also that point they made about those products and services we keep using, even when we don't like them. We're essentially choosing to support those companies.
Even if we disagree with their practices.
Right. That actually feels like a whole other deep dive waiting to happen. But the main point here is that this idea of choosing through inaction has some pretty big implications, right?
Definitely. It can affect everything from our own happiness to the world around us.
So what I'm hearing is this isn't about beating ourselves up for the things we haven't done. It's more about recognizing the power we have in each moment to make a choice.
Exactly. Once you understand that even inaction is a choice, it can make you more aware of all the decisions you're making, both actively and passively.
And that awareness can help us make different choices going forward.
Exactly. It can help us break free from those ruts and move toward what we really want in life.
So how can we actually apply this idea in our everyday lives?
Well, think about the areas where you feel stuck, those places where you know you want to change things but haven't taken action yet. Ask yourself, what am I choosing by not doing anything? What am I getting out of staying stuck?
Sometimes we might be choosing comfort over growth or avoiding those tough conversations because it feels easier in the moment.
But once you understand the choice you're making, even if it's an unconscious one, you can start to shift your perspective.
I love that. So it's not about dwelling on the past. It's about empowering ourselves to make different choices from now on.
Exactly.
Wow, this has been incredibly eye-opening.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.